Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So, inshallah, from today we are going to be starting our new series that are Quranic stories series. So, happy Ramadan, Ramadan Mubarak. Ramadan is also arrived, and inshallah, we are going to be doing this series in Ramadan. So, let's get started from this series. The first story we are going to be covering is People of Saba. So, People of Saba, they are mentioned in Surah Saba, and their verses are 15 to 19. Okay, then what is Saba? So you will have a question that what is this Saba? Is this the name of man, or is this a name of a woman, or is this a name of a place or land or country? So let's see about this. Imam Ahmad narrates. Imam Ahmad means Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal narrates in Musnad Ahmad. Musnad Ahmad is his book on the authority of Abdullah ibn Abbas. A man came to the Prophet ﷺ and asked, "What is Saba?" The Prophet replied, It is the name of a man who had 10 children." Saba is the name of a man who had 10 children. And let's see the next slide. Saba is one of the kingdoms of Yemen. Saba's 6 children stayed in Yemen and 4 went to Asham. So, the Saba was a name of a man and he had 10 children. So, 6 children stayed in Yemen and in their homeland, and 4 went to Asham. Now comes the next slide. Ibn Kathir says in his tafsir that the people of Saba were the descendants of Saba, meaning they were descendants of Saba. They were just descendants of Saba's sons, 6 sons. Okay, Ibn Kathir is an imam who says who is uh, telling us about the tafsir. Okay, Ibn Kathir is an imam who tells us about the tafsir of Quran. Okay, he is very famous. So Ibn Kathir says in his tafsir that the people of Saba were the descendants of Saba. Now, the people of Saba had 2 gardens. Let's see now the description. So now comes the verses, and I'm going to be reciting the verses, and with them the translations. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لقد كان لسبإ في مسكنهم آية، جنتان عن يمين وشمال، كلوا من رزق ربكم واشكروا له، بلدة طيبة ورب غفور. There was for the tribe of Saba in their dwelling place a sign, 2 fields of gardens on the right, on the left, and on the left. They were told, "Eat from the provisions of your Lord, and be grateful to him. A good land have you, and a forgiving Lord." فأعرضوا فأرسلنا عليهم سيل العرم وبدلناهم جنتين ذواتي أكل خمط وأثل وشيء من سدر قليل. But they turned away, refusing, so we sent about them the flood of the dam, and we replaced their 2 fields of gardens with the gardens of bitter fruit, tamarisks, tamaricids, and something of sparse low trees. ذلك جزيناهم بما كفروا وهل نجازي إلا الكفور. That we repaid by them because that they disbelieved. And do we repay except the ungrateful? وجعلنا بينهم وبين القرى التي باركنا فيها قرى ظاهرة وقدرناها السير سيروا فيها ليالي وأياما آمنين. And we placed between them and the cities which we had blessed many visible cities, and we determined between them the distances of journey, saying, travel between them by night or day in safety. فقالوا ربنا باعد بين أسفارنا وظلموا أنفسهم فقالوا ربنا باعد بين أسفارنا وظلموا أنفسهم فجعلناهم أحاديث ومزقناهم كل ممزق إن في ذلك لآيات لكل صبار شكور. But they said, our Lord, lengthen the distance between our journeys, and wronged themselves. So we made them narrations and disappeared them in total desperation. Indeed, in that are signs for everyone patient and grateful. So now these were the ayahs that I told, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that Saba is mentioned, the people of Saba are mentioned in Surah Saba, and the verses are 15 to 19. So I recited, and also I have written the translation also, which I wrote at the bottom of the ayah. So the gardens of Saba were considered like paradise on earth, as told in 15, means they were so beautiful. The gardens of Saba were actually two gardens, okay, and they were very beautiful, that they were considered like a kingdom on paradise, like a paradise on earth, as told in verse number 15. Allah blessed people of Saba with purest of water, fresh air, ripe fruits, green landscapes, and travel was safe for them. They would go without any packing because there were cities between Yemen and Asham for their food and rest. It was a disease-free environment. Trees were so dense, meaning the trees were so beautiful. They had a very good quality, and they were so dense. Trees were. The rivers were gushing through these gardens. They built a dam for storing water, meaning they had built a dam that was a very beautiful water dam, and they used that for storing water. Imam Baghawi, and also another thing about this dam is that they would use you could say the dam water more than you could say the rainwater. Okay, they would use dam water more than the rainwater at all. Now, Imam Baghawi narrates that Muqatil and As-Suddi said, if a woman walks into these gardens with empty basket on her head, when she would return, would have basket full of all kinds of fruits. This is not the exact narration, I say. This is the forward narration. Okay, if a woman walks into these gardens with an empty basket on her head, when she would return, would have basket full of all kinds of ripe fruits. Meaning, it shows us that that garden was a very beautiful garden, and if a woman walks into these gardens, she would have a basket full of all kinds of ripe fruits. She would not uh, go to another like superstore or markets for buying in another ripe fruit. All the ripe fruits were in these gardens. So now, they were reminded that enjoy and give thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. At first, they showed gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but then they started to make doubts about His blessings. They started to worship the sun. This is a very bad thing, and this is shirk. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not forgive shirk. If someone dies with the shirk, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would not forgive them. So they started to worship the sun. They made dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. O our Lord, we ask you to lengthen the distance during our travel, make it long. As told in verse 19, as I recited and said the translation. So, here Allah commands the dam to be collapsed, and the flood which destroyed the gardens and the fruits become bitter. Thorny food, there were thorny food, and the trees had no quality, and only few low trees were there, as told in verse number 16. So the next slide is they also had an ease of traveling. They would not do any packing because there were cities as told in verse number 18. So now, yes, this is the end of our session and the moral lesson that we should thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in everything. Means in everything, in any state you are, you should thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You should not be, don't be bored of Allah's blessings. Don't be bored. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's blessings are they are very beneficial blessings. You should thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because of his blessings that yes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave me a very wonderful thing. I have my four limbs, I have my all of the body parts. You should show you should consider yourself you should compare yourself with the people who do not have things like you. You should not compare yourself with the people who have things more than you. So, this is also you could say, a lesson, a moral lesson from the story that don't be bored of Allah's blessings, that you complete Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that, oh Allah, now I'm bored of this blessing, please give me another one. Now, the next one is only those people can have lessons from this story. We're grateful. So only those people can have lessons from the story who are very grateful, who are patient, who are grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who show gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Only those people can have lessons from the story. So hope you have learned the story, and thank you for watching. Share and subscribe to my channel. Hope you have liked my video. So I will come in the next video. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmat. Subhanak Allahumma wa bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.